Hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Gifted and Insane with me and my boy Jibri. Heading back for season 5. Thanks for all your support. I've just talked to a few people literally today that told me that they're listening to on different platforms and they're getting something out of it. So that makes me feel great. I enjoy that feedback. So keep it coming and keep the support up. We always appreciate it. My man Jib, how are you doing today? What's good with you and your neck of the woods, brother?
A little under the weather, got the little bug everybody's got. It's just a little annoying bug, but I still feel good.
Yeah, down physically, but spiritually, you're still up. That's the way we got to do it, man. Because, it's always going to be something in the way. And you either view it as an obstacle or you just hurdle it and keep it moving.
No, it's just literally like mucus and a little phlegm, a little congestion, but it's hanging around. It's not something that's got me like down though.
Yeah, what's crazy is these damn viruses are stubborn. But at the same time, maybe they've been the same as always because we have our little instant gratification that we're hooked into now. And sometimes it's really annoying. I know we want to get well fast. We want to be done with this stuff because if it hangs on past a week, it's you're over it. You just want to get back to normal. You be tired of sniffing and sneezing and blowing out your snot rockets and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, I had something hang on over into the new year and almost ruined a trip I needed to take. But hey, managed my symptoms, hung in there, and thankfully nobody else got sick from me. But that damn thing lingered on for too long.
Right. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, be just annoyed at just sick of being sick. But
Right.
and what's crazy is that it's enough to make you feel bad, but not enough to stop you from doing what you need to do. But anyway, we're gonna get into this one. This one is about breaking the chains of the scarcity mentality. So we'll have different ones about breaking different chains that hold us down. But a lot of us, like many of the things that hang over our heads, many of the things that ride on our shoulders and give us extra weight, this is one of the things that we have that's worked its way into our lives, and we deal with it so much to where we're just used to it. It's just like that, the frog in the boiling water. You slowly increase the temperature of the water and the frog won't hop out because they're already used to it, but they're being boiled alive. It's the same thing of holding on to things and holding on to habits and that don't really serve us well. It's the boiling water. And the scarcity mentality has kind of crept its way into our lives. And many of us, whether, we're middle class, poor, well-to-do, or even in a higher tax bracket, many of us have to deal with that stuff. And we figure out that we've been stricken by this scarcity mentality by the way we talk and by the way those expressed words show us what kind of mentality we got. Those expressed words mean a lot. I want, I need, I don't have, I am not, I can't, all those. And we're always in this mode of seeking. We're always looking for something. And it doesn't matter when the something that we're looking for, if we get that, because then we replace that with what? Something else that we're seeking. We don't even give ourselves time to bask in our accomplishments. Give ourselves a chance to be thankful for what we did receive. Be proud of ourselves for accomplishing a goal, because there's always a rabbit to chase. There's always some higher thing, or so we perceive that. And that's the way our society has molded us, in my opinion. And we get so caught up in the quote unquote rat race. And what is that exactly? You're trying to get ahead, but what are you trying to get ahead of? We frame different things, and we frame ourselves in this unfortunate light that we never see ourselves as enough. And what the scarcity mentality is pretty much is just lack. We're in this state of lack all the time. We're lacking this and we're lacking that. I don't have enough money for this. I don't have enough time for this. I don't have this. I don't have that. She's prettier than me. I don't have this because she's prettier because she has this, or he's better than me because he has this car, or he has this, or he has this job. And He's better than you. And I want that. I want this for myself because I don't have that. And it's always like, it's just spiraling. Comparisons. This is crazy, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Indeed. You don't even really sometimes know what you're missing until you are exposed to it. And I think that's kind of how we get caught in the cycle of scarcity. I would recommend, I'm going to just recommend things that I do myself, like we always do. This is things that have worked for me. It's just because a lot of times you feel like you're spending money and you're like, damn, I went out last weekend. I spent $150. I could have used this for that and the third. But I would not put the value on the things that I experienced. Sometimes that extra money that you think you can afford, it's something that you need to put into the budget just so you can have a different experience. You don't know you like a BMW until you go rent one and drive it and sit in that leather seat, and you can feel, the difference between just having something that because it's expensive and having something because of the class and the luxury of it. But if you've never flown first class, you don't know the value of it. So that's what I would suggest. Just, set some money aside and try to experience some things because you can't break a cycle that you don't even know you're in, you know.
That's very true. And but what I want these folks to get misconstrued by my statements misconstrued and feel that I think you should settle for trash or you should settle for lower quality things. Because at the same time, it's like if you're always seeking and you're not seeing yourself as deserving of these things, like the experiences you're talking about. We deserve and want and should expect good experiences. And if that expectation brings you these things that are higher quality that make your life more comfortable, then that's fine. I'm not saying settle for trash and settle for garbage. But at the same time, I see what you're saying because a lot of our experiences, you can't put a price tag on that. And we're here to experience stuff. We're not here to experience this wanting. We should experience this being. And if you're a person that is a quality person, then these quality things will come into your life. That's just the natural state of things for you. If you overlook what you already have and don't use it to get someplace, the place where you feel you should be or the place you want to be or the place you expect to be, then you're just going to end up with a whole pile of things that are useless and you wasted your time pursuing all these other things. You should stop pursuing and stop wanting and expect these things. And it sounds weird to the person that feel that they should have these things. Well, you should know that this is how your life is going to be. I want this house. I want this brand new house. I want this mansion. Expect the mansion, expect the house, expect quality, but you have to expect all this stuff from yourself first. That person in the mirror has to be a quality person. That person needs to carry themselves, not act, carry themselves as a person of quality. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, but I think that once that changes and the person focuses on that, I'm a believer that those things will start lining up for that person versus them having to work hard and force and bust down walls or bust open doors that's just going to open for you anyway. If you start from within and know that you're a quality person, know that these things are going to be or are already a part of your life, and then you attract them. That's just my belief. But if we always worry about what we don't have and overlook what we do, we can make the most of what we have while living our lives in a way with expectations of these quality things and these quality experiences. Because I'm telling you, life is nothing without the experiences. It's nothing. I mean, I've known people, and you remember people from back in the day. There were people that grew up in housing projects that never saw the outsides of those housing projects. They just stayed there. They got everything that they wanted in there, and that's their quality. That's what they expected. They got their meals in there. They got those Dickies outfits. You remember those? They got that
Yep,
in
I had
there.
one. I had a Pendleton too.
Yeah. They got those in there. They got food. You know, somebody's mama around in a building 2148 gave them food. They didn't have a need, or or a want outside of there, and that's their experiences. That was their life. That's not gonna work for you. Definitely ain't gonna work for me. So, but they carried themselves in that way. They had those expectations, and they were met. But those of us who are always like, we're bombarded with all these images and stuff, like men and women alike, because I know we tend to focus on like these images that women always get bombarded with, and but we as dudes, we get bombarded with a lot of stuff too, and not taken away from anybody else's experiences. I'm not belittling anybody else's experiences, so that hopefully will calm the complaint culture down. But as dudes, it's like, hey, you ain't shit if you don't have this, or if you don't do this, you ain't shit, and it's not said blatantly, but with the accumulation of everything, that's basically what it is. And then you start to feel that way. You start to project that. And if you start to project that, hey, I ain't shit until I get this. No, you got to be the shit now with your Pendleton and your Dickies outfits. And that's how we see these guys that already feel or know this thing about themselves. It seems like life works seamlessly for them in their little realm. And we can't get caught up with trying to be exactly like whoever's making it, because they're making it their way. I mean, I wanted to talk about this in another episode, but you got to make it your way. You got to play your own tune. You got to play your own instrument. You have to make it work for you. And it's going to work out for you. It is. But you have to understand that jealousy, that's just falls right into that scarcity mentality, that mentality of lack, envy, all that. Oh, I wish I had this, or I wish I had his this or his that. That's his or that's hers to have for themselves. And you got to live your life of a certain quality so you can go out there and attract yours and get your experiences and smile and have fun along the way. That's what you got to do, man. I mean, there's no other way I can put it. That's the way that I'm learning right now. And as I evolve, new methods and new ways for me to achieve or attract or be a part of these things and experiences, they'll come to fruition. They really will. I'm a firm believer in that. But I had to get out of that lack mentality. I was chasing that. Talk about being in a hamster wheel, bro. Good God. It was literally me versus the world. Every year, me versus the world. But I know I've changed because there's some people that shared some good things with me. Like this guy just graduated college, I think he got his bachelor's or his master's or whatever. And he did the work. He put himself in the right position, and he made it work for him. And he shared it with me. Now, with the mentality that I have now, I'm happy for the dude. Not saying that I was a hater before, but I'm happy for the dude. And I was glad that he shared that information with me. Like, oh man, I finished. It's a culmination of his work. It's a culmination of him knowing that he can get this done and figuring it out along the way. So I'm happy for this dude. And it's great. And I'm like, cool. But where I learned that I grew in that situation, I did not immediately compare myself to him. I did not immediately put myself on a lower tier because this man accomplished something that he worked towards that works for his life at this time currently.
Right.
Because timing's a bitch, ain't it?
Absolutely.
Because we sure in the hell have our timelines in our brains. And this should happen right now. This should, and at this time, this should. And what's the saying? The saying goes, man plans, God laughs. Man plans, God laughs. And how many times you're going to be running into that brick wall till you figure that out? I believe that you should have something in place. You should have expectations. And we got people that are very accomplished. This is one gentleman down there. I think he's in Florida. Myron Golden, I believe that's his name. It's a brother. He's a entrepreneur and a business coach, and I actually like he has these little recordings and stuff on like Instagram and LinkedIn or wherever I watch him. And he, basically was saying that you have to begin with the end in mind, but you don't need to know the details along the way. That's pretty much having a plan. This is what we're going to do. But if you try to map out every last detail, A through Z, it's going to make your head explode. You have to begin with the end in mind. And that's one of the things that will kill that scarcity mentality. You begin with the end in mind and take things as it comes. Just have these expectations. Don't be jealous of anybody else. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. That is doing yourself just doing yourself an injustice. You are not loving and taking care of the person you see in the mirror when you put yourself against odds. You're stacking yourself against billionaires and millionaires and stuff like that. You're stacking yourself against dudes that are already accomplished. You're stacking yourself against women that have positioned themselves correctly for themselves to have that opportunity, because that opportunity may not be what you want to do, but you identify what's going to make you feel successful, what goals you may have, and you say, hey, this is what I want. Cool. Then just, as you say in your mantras, follow the breadcrumbs, but the breadcrumbs ain't going to be in a straight line. Not for you or not for these other people. Oh, they just fast track to such and such and so and so. Sometimes synchronicities happen and doors open after people get started and they get rolling. But not everything is, straightforward. It's not straightforward. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go over and under things, and just be there along the ride and enjoy it and accept it for what it is. Accept that you can't be a control freak and actually plan every little detail out. You can have an itinerary all you want for your vacation. And many of y'all been on vacations before. And we know that different things happen. You took that cruise and you shouldn't have eaten that potato salad, and you ate the potato salad and you ended up in your cabin for 2 out of the 3, 4, 5, 6 days that you're on that boat. You didn't plan for that, but it happened and you had to ride it out, and hopefully you still enjoyed the vacation. And you gotta be open for these things to happen. But if you're always looking at what you don't have and always worrying about, hey, I don't have this, I don't have that, you're killing your blessings. You're killing your blessings. You have to stop every once in a while. Take inventory. Stop every once in a while. Let the dust settle. Figure out where you're standing right now. Figure out where you are. Figure out what you do have and some things that maybe you can place value on that can get you to the next level. Think about that stuff. So many people wish they had some of the means that you have right now that you're sitting up here taking a crap on. Really. Some people wish they had your looks, even though you may have some sort of dysmorphia or something, some body dysmorphia. May not like what you see in the mirror. But some people wish they were in your position. Some people wish they had your charisma. Some people wish they had, the money that you make that you think ain't nothing and ain't getting things done. Think about that from that angle. We've all been in those positions before, but now we have to take steps to get ourselves out of it because we're embattled enough as it is. And the scarcity mentality can keep us blinded in this zone, in this realm that we don't want to be in anymore. And you figure out, you know what I'm saying? You figure out that it's people that are doing more with less than you have. And you're wondering how the hell is happening. I've been there before. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Because lack begets lack. Scarcity begets scarcity. What we were talking about Neville Goddard in some of his speeches. Like, I think they automated them now, they put some audio to them, and they're all over YouTube, and it's always talking about Like same thing that Mr. Golden was saying, like live with the end in mind. You have to feel rich before you even get the money. You have to feel rich or wealthy before you even get that. And then wealth is more than freaking money. Wealth is more than possessions. Hell, you got good health, a good family, your kids are good, and your parents are still with you. It's all these things you can count. That's wealth. And some of that stuff, like the ones I just named, plus like healthy relationships and all this other stuff, a sound mind. You can't put a price tag on that stuff. That's wealth, man.
Exactly. Well, I agree with everything you just said. Just, to add more perspective on it, I was mainly just saying a fish really doesn't know he's in a fish tank until you put him in a lake. So I just know that you have to put yourself in different places to experience different opportunities to break yourself out of the scarcity mindset, because quality has to be cultivated. A lot of times we might look at other people and other things that people have, and we say we want that, but we don't know that this guy's driving around in a Cybertruck suicidal, or a Lamborghini, or whatever the fancy cars that we think we want. So all these values, we have to develop our own value system and know what's important to us. But first we have to force ourselves a lot of times out of the cycle that we were either conditioned to through birth, or a lot of us are just conditioned through it, through society. A good example is when I worked at the post office. People just wake up, they go to work every day. People just get stuck in this system, and they're never able to actually break the routine. And you have to consciously make an effort to add different, dimensions to your life, or you're not even going to know that there are things out there that you can be exposed to, and to break yourself out of the scarcity mindset. You have to kind of force yourself and condition yourself out of it.
I agree. And you got to be willing to do the work, because we're, again, obsessed with things like we're chasing these great looking bodies, and you're in the gym and you're working out and doing that. And I'm not hating on that, because, hey, I need to get in there more myself. I do what I can at home. I do what I can at the gym, because I want to be healthy. My goal at the end in mind is for me to be healthy. And along the way, hey, maybe I can't get in the gym all the time, but guess what? I got a curl bar in here, I got dumbbells, I got kettlebells, I got stuff at home, and there are calisthenics. So that's my zig and my zag. But I've taken a bold step to get that done. And your determination for yourself has to extend not just in the gym and getting your body in shape. It's about getting your mind in shape so you can form the right habits to get yourself where you feel you need to be, period. And a lot of us are afraid because we're stuck in the illusion of easy street, which is complacency, which is something that is a dream killer. We're comfortable with our routines, and when we're going to have routines, it's going to happen, but there are times where you can make a choice. You can make a choice to say, hey, I'm going to take a step in this direction and not put things ahead of it in the pursuit of other stuff. Things ahead of it, and giving things more value, I should say, than what you really want. And when I say carry yourself like a quality person, I'm not greenlighting you being an asshole to somebody, which a lot of people get confused with self-care being selfish, meaning that, okay, you're not doing anything for me, so you're a jerk. And I'm not telling people to openly be that way, but I am telling people to take a stand and put a stop loss on this stuff. It has to stop at one point or another. And maybe not today, not tomorrow, but whenever you hear this, whenever you hear our voices, be inspired to think big and expect big. Expect to win. One thing you can replace that with is the victory mindset. Know that you will win. It's okay not to know every detail about how you're going to win, but always keep your eyes open for the victory. Know that you're going to win going into it. Okay, that was different from what I expected, but it's a win. Oh, okay. My team only won by 1 point, but it's a win. I was expecting for us to blow these people out by 42 points, but we did it with 1 point. But we still got the win. Expect to win, and that will help you kill the scarcity mentality. And then when you do take your pause, when you do chill out and relax back, take a look around. Sit up and feel your success at this point. Don't dismiss any victories. Don't dismiss anything. Because I got so caught up in the pursuit of things, or in the chase of things, or in the wanting of things, or in the feeling of missing things, to where I didn't see what was around me. I didn't see my talents. I didn't see my accomplishments as being anything, degrees or certifications or experiences, lives that I helped save with other people, lives that I've changed just with my words alone, in my presence, in my help. All of that. Those are wins. Why am I yearning to be a hero when I've already been one before? Why am I yearning to be, a good father or a good brother or a good husband or whatever when I'm there already? And that's a victory. Do we slip sometimes? Yeah. That's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the journey. Take inventory of where you have won, the things you've pulled off. And when you twist your lips up to say something negative about something you've done, you stop yourself right there. You got to learn how to stop it. It's hard because we've been conditioned. Oh, Jib, that was a cool suit you had on the other day. And then, oh man, that suit 5 years old. Do I need to hear that? I don't, right? That's your victory. That is, take your compliment and run. And as hard as it is, dudes don't be giving each other compliments anyway. Hey, take it. I don't need to hear that it was a 5-year-old suit. If it looks cool, it looks cool, right? So all these things we just have to chip away at, work on it. We got to put a stop to this. We got to put a stop to this and make a pivot. Period. You can't miss what you are. And if you're golden, and if you're a quality person, and if you're rich beyond a monetary description, that's what you are, and that's what you're going to attract. But you have to realize it first. And having the scarcity mentality is not going to help you realize how golden and how wealthy you really are. And you'll have a hard time attracting what you need to attract in your life to keep the quality of your life going up. So at this point, I'm thankful for you guys that tuned in this long, listened this long, I should say, and we'll wrap this up soon. You guys just remember to like, follow, and subscribe on any of these platforms that you guys listen to, whether it's Spotify or Apple or even check us out on YouTube, because we got a YouTube channel. You guys just look us up by The Gifted and Insane. And you guys can listen on YouTube, and make sure you guys leave comments and stuff. If you have any questions, just hit us up at giftedandinsane@gmail.com. That's giftedandinsane@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram at ZWheel88. So you guys can hit me up there as well. Yeah, we'll reply. We like the interaction, and we want to keep it moving forward. You got anything else for him, Jib?
The deal is sealed. But in closing, I guess I could just leave everyone with, scarcity mentality. First word, scarcity, which means you feeling like there's a lack of something that you're always going to need. And most of the time we were programmed to feel that way through some experiences. And it's up to us to reprogram ourselves and take those negative thoughts and maybe take one negative habit and replace it with a positive habit. For example, one thing I've done was I changed when I stopped smoking. I would take the money that I was spending smoking, and I would go buy a smoothie or something healthy that I know was the opposite of what cigarettes do. Put some money in the bank. So, yeah, just kind of want to on that note, as far as giving everyone like maybe a couple of pointers on how to get that mentality and wrestle that mentality into submission.
Good. And congratulations on that, on the smoking. So that's pretty big. I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool. That's a victory to celebrate. Your health is your wealth as well. So good job, bro. Now I appreciate that. They have you around a little bit longer if you know what I mean. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna come back at you with another episode. And thanks for listening to the Gifted and Insane, guys. We'll catch up with you later.
Peace.
Peace.